Theater is the communion of honest interpretation of another writer's words to the audience that comes to see it. Theater is an honest and unbiased opinion that can be shared by anyone seeing it. Theater is life. George Wolfe, who was the former artistic director of the Public, once said, "Theater is people in the dark watching people in the light be human." I'm Tim Gleason. I am the artistic director and founder of No Theater in Binghamton, New York. My dad worked for the school district in Scranton, Pennsylvania, as an electrician. So one Friday night he got called out to go to a school because they were running a show. So I'm a little tyke, so he takes me up into the booth and leaves me there so that he can go do what he has to do. And the show was The Music Man. And I remember sitting there and being enthralled by Harold Hill. But the thing that really grabbed me was when the audience was so taken aback by the marching band of the high school coming down the aisles and going up onto that stage playing 76 trombones. I was just a little son of a gun, but I remember looking at how everyone was so involved, and I think that stuck with me. We feel at No Theater that we are the representation of off-Broadway in the Binghamton theater community. At this distance, every sigh they do, we hear, and every breath we take, they hear, and the human element automatically gets conveyed that, yes, you're a person just like I am. No Theater started in a church about a block from this very theater where we're sitting now in 1993. But we started in a church along with as many great theaters have, i.e. the Steppenwolf, who's, when I'm here late at night doing something I don't want to do, I keep saying, Steppenwolf, Steppenwolf, Steppenwolf. No Theater's niche in our community is that we are going to go and do those plays that aren't going to be seen in any of the other theaters. Simply because of content or challenge. Sometimes the plays that we do here get a little bit darker. Family relationships, whether it be parental or between parent and child, race relations, gender biased or identity, hate. Theater is necessary for people, whether they know it or not, to overturn those stones and have them look at some things that sometimes we as the human race try and gloss over and get away from. Just recently, last season, we did a play called Strange Snow. It deals with Vietnam veterans trying to recover from their wounds and scars of the war. I had one gentleman come and stand there, and he almost crushed me with his hug. And he was crying and weeping and saying, I was both of those characters in the show. Anytime we can do a show that we know is going to move people in that kind of a direction, give them solace, give them a relief, that's worth all the hours we put in. When we look at our material, sometimes we go into some corners that are kind of challenging for my board. We did a play in our Playwrights Festival, which we're in rehearsal for right now, right after the ACA shootings. What it did was allow the audience to have a visceral reaction to what had happened here in our community. And the final message of the play was that one of the characters says, I can see their faces now, meaning the audience. They're not strangers anymore. And that probably, that one line is why we did the play. Because these people that lost their lives tragically, to all of us, were kind of strangers for the most part. And this play put out the message that if we look around, nobody's a stranger. Through the years, and we've been around for 20 years now, in church basement to church basement, but the audiences have always been a challenge, whatever the reason might be. I don't like that neighborhood, that's too far away. You're in a church basement, I assume it was a church basement show by the parishioners. So we've had different kind of hurdles, but it has not made us switch our tactics or the kind of shows we're going to do. WSKG, in its association with Mill Theater, is certainly one of the building blocks of us trying to get our audience to be bigger and better. Bill Snyder is out in the public participating in the arts. On a regular basis, I go in and sit next to Bill, and he allows me to talk about whatever show we're doing. He works with the opera company. He's done things here at No Theater. We did a play called The Mending Monologues, and Bill participated in that. He's in charge of his church choir, I think. So his hands are in the arts. You need to have a place where you can turn that you know is your community. They are going to bring those programs to our community because they think they're important and they need to be seen. We at No Theater feel the very same way. We do the type of work we do on purpose and intentionally, and we're not going to change that because we think it's important to the fiber of the community. They're just going to come eventually because they know we're doing good theater. We perform to the highest level we possibly can. And that, I think, as a craft and an art, should carry some weight in itself.